Welcome everybody to a excuse me. Welcome everybody to a very special episode of Big Time Reality TV. I'm Andrew Kirk. Like I always say every episode, you guys can check out my blog, bigtimerealitytv.blogspot.com. Follow my Twitter at ccwakert. Big news today. That's the main reason why I'm doing this special show. I don't know if anybody's going to watch it because already the one's on right now on the East Coast. So if you watch it later, that's fine too. Big news as far as the real goes. We got a premiere date, December 16th. This is gonna be the fourth Real World that I cover. I'm looking forward to it more than anything. I just gotta say, let me do this. Let me bring it up. I'm gonna share screen like I did my last episode. Excuse me. Let's see here. Let me do that. Let me share that. Am I still on? I think I'm still on. Real World Skeletons reveals darkest secret yet. Season 30, which is going to be in Chicago. As you can see, they have their picture of the first one. MTV's newest season of The Real World was not even trying to be polite. The Real World Skeletons, as the network has called it, will feature a new twist in which the housemates confront people from their past. Each of these roommates has skeletons in their closet. I mean, first of all, before I get any further, every season people have issues like this, whether it be bad relationship with the sibling, bad relationship with their father. I mean, what makes the season any different? But anyways, let me continue. Estranged family members in Dark Seasons. The show's description reads, each episode, a new skeleton literally arrives on their doorstep to stay in the house, forcing each roommate to deal with their past lives. The house is set up in, okay, that's irrelevant. No one wants their worst enemy or embarrassing past moving in with them. But by facing your past, you actually grow, and their growth, however painful it may be, is what makes this season of The Real World so watchable. Jonathan Murray, creative and executive producer of The Real World, said in a statement. This is the 30th season and the second season to take place in Chicago. It is the second season to depart from the show's original format of 7 strangers picked to live in a house. Last season, that Real Explosion. Oh, this had a lot more when I looked at it earlier. But anyways, let me stop screen sharing that and let me bring my beautiful face back on. So anyways, what they're going to do, one of the articles that was posted online was from Yahoo, and basically the example was somebody from your past is supposed to be on every single episode, whether it be a brother, whether it be like a boss, I guess, whether it be like a baby mama. That some of the stuff that I've read, it's just absolutely insane. I mean, I get that with the what Real Explosion had to do, season 29. The past couple seasons 26 to 28, the ratings weren't where they wanted them to be. So they wanted to shake things up. I get that. But the thing is, and I'm talking about people who have watched the show for years. I have watched it since Real World 16. Really don't want you to change this format too much because it's just going to turn it into a totally different show. I mean, last season with Real World Explosion, I felt like, yeah, it was a totally different show because it wasn't just 7 strangers in the house, it was 7 strangers and their exes. But this season, I mean, it's going to be, and this is exactly how I felt when I heard about the explosion thing last year. So don't get it twisted. I thought that explosion was going to be either be a hit or a miss. It turned out to be a hit. With this theme, and I've seen a lot of people tweet about their disdain for it, including my own, I really don't know how I feel about this. I mean, for the past some odd years, throughout my teen years, through my freshman year in high school to now, so to Real Austin all the way up to Real World Explosion, or Portland for that matter, we know the same theme every season. 7 people pick to live in a house, work together, and have their lives taped, find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real, the real world. I mean, like I said, I'm cool with them switching the format again. I mean, I had a feeling going into season 30, after what they did with Explosion, they were going to do it again. But I feel like this is a little bit too much. I mean, it's going to be totally different for each cast member. And maybe that will make each cast member stand out individually rather than being paired up like Explosion was. So maybe that will be a cool little thing to the twist. But honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments what you guys think about this twist. Because honestly, I'm not really thrilled about this. I mean, just take seasons like Brooklyn, for example. 8 people, all of different backgrounds. We had a transgender, we had a Mormon, we had a army guy. I mean, that was very intriguing in itself to see somebody who's in the army become best buds with a Mormon. I mean, that's something that we wouldn't see in everyday life. I mean, I feel like that was more interesting. I mean, we saw Real World Vegas, the whole thing with Dustin with Frat Pad. I mean, that was very interesting, and that was something that I never thought I'd see hear somebody do on in their lives, do gay for pay. And I mean, it's just I feel like BMP, by doing this, by having people from the past, I mean, yeah, it's going to help them grow. But for us as viewers, you're taking the first word, and I tweeted this earlier today, you're taking the first word out of it, real. I mean, I get, and I remember Trey said on a interview he did on AfterBuzz during his Real season that it's far from it. I mean, getting picked, living in like a luxurious place, not having to pay rent, getting to go out wherever you want, getting free drinks. I mean, it's definitely a good experience, I'm betting. But the thing is, by doing this twist, and like I said, a couple months from now, say a couple episodes air, say by the end of this year, maybe my tune will change about this. But as of right now, I don't like this whole Real World Skeletons theme. I mean, honestly, I get that MTV is trying to do twists. I mean, Are You the One, which is airing right now, which I did a recap last week. I'll get somebody on this week. They're doing the whole 11 Girls thing. That works. World Explosion, bringing the X's in. I mean, that was crazy. And maybe this will work. I read something where one of the male cast members, Bruno, has a brother who they had a big falling out with, and his brother said, "I wish you would have died in the car accident," which is crazy. It's something very crazy to say. So I mean, it could work. It could not. I honestly don't know. I just want to know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments. Please tweet me at CSUA Like I said, honestly, this is gonna be my 4th season covering it. I started with St. Thomas, Portland, Explosion, and now it's Skeletons. Am I gonna tweet this hashtag Real World Skeletons? I don't know. It just seems weird, you know? It's just a strange title. I mean, we're all used to Real World Portland, Real World St. Thomas. I mean, last season, I remember when I talked with Morgan on Spreecast after we saw the whole party people. You guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, they got rid of the whole Real World intro. I mean, I'm assuming that they're not going to do it again this season. So, I mean, Yeah, I get what Bean and Murray's trying to do. They're trying to get more people into it, but for people that have been fans as long as I have, and as long as people like Morgan, Ashley, Whitney, Stephen, as people who have been fans for years, even longer than me, we honestly don't want to see the format change too much. And I mean, as far as from my understanding, I got to do more research on it. But as far as from my understanding, somebody from somebody's past is going to be on the doorstep every week. So one week we could see somebody. We could see the brother of Bruno's. The next week we could see one of the girl's ex boyfriends or something like that. I mean, it's just strange, you know. Honestly, I don't really know. And to get my point across, let me go to YouTube real quick. And this is the one thing that we all they probably cite by heart when it comes to the real world. I mean, we've seen it happen for so many seasons. Let me do this. Take this off. Not gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna play quite a lot of it because this is what we grew up to knowing what the theme of real world is. But anyways, let me just play it real quick. Pick to live in a loft and have their lives taped. Find out what happens when people stop being polite. Could you get the phone? And start getting real. The real world. This is the true story. True story. 7 strangers pick to live in a house and have their lives changed. Find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real. Real world. This is the true story. True story. Of 7 strangers. Pick to live in a house and have their lives changed. Find out what happens when people stop being polite. Start getting real. The real world. San Francisco. That was a real season right there. This is the true story. Let me fast forward a little bit of it. This is the true story. Of 7 strangers. Pick to live in a house. Work together and have their lives taken. Find out what happens when people stop being polite. Start getting real. This is a true story. Sydney. Kids live down under. Good memories right there. Together and have their lives to find out what happened. People stop being polite. Start getting real. Sydney. This is a true story. You guys are so live in a not being polite. Whoa, that was really hard. And start getting real. See the most disturbing things in this house. The real world. New Orleans. Oh, yeah. We in the NOLA, babe. This is the true story. Of 7 strangers. Don't baby go home. Pick to live in a casino. You don't listen and have their lives taped. Doesn't matter. To find out what happens. When people stop being polite. Yeah, no. Oh, they're stupid right now. And start getting real. We love you. The real world. Straight up. Las Vegas. Yes. Hopefully you guys can see me. So I mean, it's just something that we all learn to grow up and like love watching. So you're gonna probably hear me in a couple months say, "Oh, I love this format. BMP is the best." But as of right now, I honestly, I honestly don't. I'm not feeling this whole new format. So let me know what you guys think. I'm out. Like I said, I'll do something Are You the One later this week, whether it be with somebody. I'm trying to get somebody on, but they have to go through MTV with PR, and it's becoming a little bit of a hassle. But hey, if I got to go through them, I gotta go through MTV. It's no big deal. But like I said, my blog, bigtimerealitytv.blogspot.com. My Twitter handle is at CSUA And yeah, so this has been a special edition of Big Time Reality TV, and